Welcome back to another video or trading log or whatever you want to call it. So let's go over a quick trade that I took today. Market opened around 4 hours ago at 5 o'clock. Today's Sunday, the 28th of August, 2022. I usually don't trade on Sundays just because market is open. You really don't know what the price is gonna do or what's gonna happen. So usually don't want to trade Sundays, but I ended up taking a trade just because I seen the opportunity and I felt like the opportunity is right, and well, it played out very nice. So when I first came to GJ here, I looked at the weekly time frame, right? I usually don't look at it too often, but I look at it at least every day. Well, I guess that is often, but anywho, we could see that the wicks are pretty much creating lower lows, right? So we can anticipate that price is gonna go down. You would think that I would have taken sales, and I'll explain why I did not take sales. So price was just making lower lows, and then we have this candle here that pretty much just ate up all of the previous highs. By the time it wasn't like that. So as we go down to lower time frames, the 4 hour, we see that we're coming down to this support right here. Right around 161 to 161 300 pretty much. I was curious about what we're gonna do here. So as we go down to the minute 30, we can see that is a level that we're pretty much ranging from this level and this and this resistance, right? So we had the support, this resistance, price was jumping, price ended up breaking above this resistance, actually closing above. So at this point I want to execute a trade around after if we had a pullback and broke this high right here, but we did not have it, and as you can see, price ended up melting back down, but I haven't executed a trade yet. And the reason is because the minute 15 didn't give us any confirmation at the time. The minute 15 was just ended up just melting back down to this once resistance, now support, because you can see all these rejections that we just have. I mean, we were just rejecting the heck out of the zone. I mean, this was something in this area was just making people want to buy instead of sell, pretty much. So when I was looking at it, all right, well, price kept breaking the lows of the previous candle, so I didn't execute no trades to take buys, right? I ended up taking buys, but before I took the buy, I can see that price was just rejecting, but we're making these wicks to the downside and breaking this support. So I was like, is this really a strong support? Obviously we can see we had some rejections over here, and in a minute 30 we definitely have a resistance here that was made, but now with support. But we can start seeing that price was just breaking in and breaking the previous low, so we didn't execute no trades. But as we can see, as price continue, it made like higher wicks. We can see higher wicks, and I'm pretty sure if we go down to the minute 1 minute, we can see pretty much price was just making slightly higher lows. You can't even notice it, but it was making a slight higher low every single time. So I actually ended up wanting to take buys, and I took a buy around this pink line right here, this line. Actually, this was my entry, and the entry was based on the minute 15. I got a little of an entry, late of an entry, but I think the entry was good. I think the entry, little to no drawdown. I think this was the most. Actually, we did have a good amount of drawdown, but ended up pretty much reversing and going straight into profit like right away. It never broke the previous low. It didn't break an area that I was concerned. So I was like, trade can go out and play out. So pretty much on a minute 15, I ended up executing the buys after we broke this pink line. But price was just very high volume and just one candle that it pretty much just pushed up. So I mean, after spreads and everything, put me right here. My entry was at what is the entry on this thing? 161,614 was my entry, and I ended up taking around 10 pips. Around this line, I ended up taking my whole profit. It says 13, but I really got around 10. just because when I was looking at the lower time frame, seeing how price action was playing out, I should have avoided the minute time frame, but I wanted to see how the minute was doing. This candle actually broke the low, broke the previous low. So I was like, well, price action, if price is gonna break the previous low, how hard is that candle gonna push to the downside? So I was like, let me get out. It was around here where I got out, maybe at the bottom of this wick. So it was still a nice 10 pips at the end of the day, but I did get out a little earlier. But overall, it did hit where I was anticipating to get out anyways, as this pink line, and simply for the fact that we had a little area of consideration there, seeing that wick, that wick is right there. And if you go down to the minute 15, you can see it clearly, and that lines up with other areas of rejection. It's not clear, but I always say, you know, I'm gonna aim for the next area where price has seen some sort of rejection. That one had a big rejection there. You can see how far it pulled back down here, and then it rejected all the way back. Maybe we go to the minute 50. See, yeah, there you go. It's clear on the minute 30. Very, very clear. And that's where my overall TP at the time was for this trade, and ended up hitting to the T. Very quick trade, honestly. I think it was a very nice trade. Starting the week off a little aggressive. I'm not gonna lie, a little aggressive. I should have probably not taken the trade, but ended up playing out. Price action, everything was going good. I was making sure I was managing the trade, making sure the moment stops were to break even, stops were put to break even. But overall, quick trade, 10 pips for the day, guys. And we'll come back in another couple hours from now, a good amount, like 8 hours before I return to the charts. So we're gonna see what GJ does, but starting off Sunday strong. Overall good trade for the day, and we'll come back in another hour and see how tomorrow plays out for us. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you need, I'll try to answer your questions if you guys comment anything, but if not, it doesn't really matter. Overall, trade safe, trade smart, starting off the week strong, and hopefully gonna end up in August on a good return on the account. So far, we're up in percentage on the account, so it's gonna be a very nice month if we can keep this streak going. But trade smart, guys, don't trade dumb. This is kind of a dumb, but price action was in my favor, and I seen that volume kicked in, which I expected it to around 8 o'clock, just because we're getting late to the day. So overall, nice trade, guys. Trade smart, manage your trades, don't take dumb trades, and I see you in the next video.